Imagine this. Your friend texts you every day for 3 months straight. Memes. Random thoughts. Plans you never follow through on. Then one Tuesday, they just stop. No explanation, no dramatic goodbye, they just vanish. 3 weeks later, they resurface like nothing happened, acting completely normal, maybe even confused why you are asking where they have been. This is not flaking. This is not ghosting. This is something else entirely. This is called social hibernation, and it reveals something deeply uncomfortable about how human connection actually works in your brain. Here is the mechanism. Your social energy operates on a battery system that nobody taught you about. Every interaction, even the good ones, drains a specific type of mental resource. Introverts know this instinctively, but here is the part that messes people up. Even extroverts have this battery. They just recharge differently. When someone disappears for weeks, they are not ignoring you. Their brain hit zero and went into emergency shutdown mode. Think of it like your phone forcing itself into low power mode. Except the phone is their entire personality, and low power mode means cutting off everyone who is not absolutely essential to survival. Evolution did not prepare us for 47 notification apps and constant availability. Your ancestors lived in groups of 150 people, maximum. Your brain is still calibrated for that number. Now you have 800 Instagram followers, 300 Snapchat streaks, and 12 group chats that never stop moving. Your neural circuits are running social calculations for more people than a medieval village ever met in their entire lives. Some brains just tap out. The takeaway: when someone vanishes, they are not making a statement about you. They are making a statement about their own capacity. You are collateral damage in their mental resource management. But let us go deeper, because there is a darker layer here. Imagine this. You wake up one day and realize you have been performing a version of yourself that does not actually exist. Every conversation you have had for the past 6 months feels like you are reading lines from a script someone else wrote. You look at your messages and feel nothing. Not anger, not sadness, nothing. So you stop responding, because responding would require you to keep playing a character you no longer recognize. This is called identity fatigue, and it is the psychological equivalent of your hard drive fragmenting itself into uselessness. Here is the mechanism. Your sense of self is not a solid thing. It is a story you tell yourself, constantly updated based on feedback from others. Every text you send, every conversation you have, reinforces or challenges that story. When you interact with too many people across too many contexts, you end up maintaining multiple versions of yourself simultaneously. The you at work. The you with family. The you in that one group chat where everyone is way too political. The you that makes dark jokes with your close friends. Eventually your brain cannot keep track anymore. The system crashes. The only way to reboot is to disappear completely and stop performing any version until you figure out which one is real. Social media turned this into an epidemic. You are not just managing your actual relationships anymore. You are managing the perception of your relationships. You are curating evidence that you are living a life worth watching. That is not connection. That is a full-time job your brain never agreed to work. The takeaway: some people disappear because they forgot who they are when nobody is watching. The silence is not rejection. It is reconstruction. Now, here is where it gets uncomfortable. Imagine this. You have a friend who disappears like clockwork. Every few months, same pattern. Radio silence for 2 or 3 weeks, then back like nothing happened. You have noticed the pattern. You have called it out. They promise it will not happen again. It happens again and again and again. This is not accidental. This is avoidant attachment style running its programming, and you are the NPC in their emotional loop. Here is the mechanism. Some people learned early that closeness equals danger. Maybe their parents were inconsistent. Maybe they got burned hard in a previous relationship. Maybe they just have brain chemistry that makes intimacy feel like a threat. Whatever the origin story, their nervous system treats emotional closeness the same way your body treats a fever. When connection gets too intense, their brain triggers an automatic retreat response. They do not decide to disappear. Their limbic system decides for them, and the decision happens beneath conscious awareness. By the time they realize they have been gone for 3 weeks, the damage is already done. You cannot logic someone out of an attachment style. It is not a belief system. It is a survival program written in childhood and reinforced through repetition. Asking them to stop disappearing is like asking someone with a peanut allergy to just decide not to have an allergic reaction. The takeaway: serial disappearers are not choosing you or rejecting you. They are running code they did not write and cannot easily rewrite. You have to decide if you want to be part of that loop or not. But there is one more layer, and this one might hit too close to home. Imagine this. You are the one who disappears. You do not mean to genuinely care about the people in your life. But every few weeks you look at your phone and feel a wave of dread so intense you physically cannot make yourself respond. Days turn into weeks. The longer you wait, the worse the dread gets, because now you also have to explain where you have been. So you wait longer. The guilt compounds. The shame spirals. Eventually, you either force yourself back or you just let those relationships die quietly. This is called social debt, and it is the psychological equivalent of ignoring your credit card bill until the collectors start calling. Here is the mechanism. Every unanswered message creates a small obligation in your brain. Your prefrontal cortex tracks these obligations the same way it tracks actual debts. When you have too many of them stacked up, your brain starts treating your social life like financial ruin. The anxiety becomes so intense that avoidance feels like the only option. You are not being a bad friend. You are experiencing a nervous system malfunction that makes normal reciprocity feel impossible. The internet made this worse by creating permanent records of your absence. Your ancestors could just avoid someone at the market for a few weeks. You have red receipts and last active timestamps broadcasting your avoidance to everyone. The takeaway: if you are the one who disappears, you are not broken. You are just operating with a nervous system that was not designed for the social complexity of modern life. But that does not mean the people you disappear on are not allowed to protect themselves from the pattern. Here is the cynical truth nobody wants to hear. People who disappear regularly are not villains. People who get hurt by the disappearing are not victims. Both are just humans with incompatible nervous systems trying to exist in a world that demands constant connection without providing any of the tools to maintain it. Some people need space to survive. Some people need consistency to feel safe. Neither is wrong, but pretending the pattern does not hurt anyone is the real problem. You cannot fix someone else. You can only decide what you are willing to tolerate.